Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a retro KFC fast food restaurant with a drive-thru in Minecraft for all of your city building needs. Not only will I show you how to make the entire outside of KFC, but I have also designed a delightful interior for you as well. Fun fact, I am hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. Let me know down there in the comment section if, where and when you found me. First person to find me gets their comment pinned. This is the amount of space required to make the build, a 36 block wide by 30 block long area as represented by this grid on the screen. To find the starting position, begin at the front left hand corner of the grid, count to the right, find the 7th block, and then count inwards, find the 4th block. That is where we begin. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin by placing 3 smooth quartz block in a row on the ground. 1, 2, 3. Then place 6 red concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then place 2 smooth quartz block. 1, 2. Then extend the smooth quartz block backwards, place a polished black stone wall to the right, place a black stained glass pane, leave a gap, place another pane, place a polished black stone wall to the right, smooth quartz block to the right of that, extend forwards, right, then place 6 red concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then extend backwards by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab the smooth quartz block and extend backwards by a further 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then extend across the back of the build by 2. 1, 2. Leave a gap of 1. Then place 10 smooth quartz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then extend backwards by a further 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then extend the smooth quartz block to the right, lining up with the front of the build. If you fancy counting, we extended to the right by 10. Then we are going to extend towards the front of the build with a smooth quartz block, 5 red concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 smooth quartz, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 5 red concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then lastly we will just connect back using smooth quartz block, giving us this shape. Next we are going to remove all of the grass from inside of our building. We will then replace all of that grass with quartz bricks. Next, we are going to focus on the windows. First of all, I'm pretty sure that we can exchange this red concrete for smooth quartz. Now, we are going to place 2 polished black stone wall extending up from the center red concrete, and we will place black stained glass pane either side, just like this. We will then surround the window with smooth quartz, just like so. Then we will place red concrete in front of the smooth quartz, framing the window like so. We will remove in between the red concrete and replace with black concrete, and then we will place upside down smooth quartz stairs underneath the window. And we are going to do a similar thing for all of the windows. This one is a little bit trickier. So first of all, we are going to extend this red concrete up by 3. So 1, 2, 3. We are then able to place 2 glass pane, 1, 2, extending to the right, polished black stone wall, 2 glass pane. Extending around, we will place another glass pane, wall, 2 glass pane. And then we are just going to extend this smooth quartz up. It might very well be that all of these red concretes here actually get exchanged for smooth quartz. I'll explain the difference, why we're changing these a little bit later on, but for now I think that would look better as smooth quartz. Okay, now we are going to extend these walls up by 1, and we will also do the same with the glass. We will then place smooth quartz block around the top of the windows, just like so. And then we are going to place red concrete around the smooth quartz. So just extending it out a row like this. And then we are able to exchange the grass in between these 2 rows for black concrete. And then upside down smooth quartz stairs in between the frame. Just like so. And the reason that we're exchanging the blocks is because it'll actually just look better on the inside. That's the only reason. So instead of like seeing this or this, which is perfectly fine if that's what you want, we will see this and this instead. I think it's a cleaner look. That's literally the only difference. We are now able to head on to this side of the build where we have more windows. So for this back window, we can just extend this middle block up by 2 using the polished blackstone wall, add a bit of glass either side, stick some smooth quartz block just around the window like this, which then allows us to add the red concrete, just like so, and then we will place black concrete in between at the bottom, add upside down smooth quartz stairs, just like this. And then here, we are going to do literally the exact same thing. Just like this. Now, let's focus a little bit on the walls. We'll start here. On top of this block, place 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 smooth quartz block, with a smooth quartz slab on top. This is, roughly speaking, as high as the walls will get, minus the giant bucket of chicken. So, I'm going to go all the way around the restaurant like this, and I'm just going to raise up all of these smooth quartz blocks to equal the height of the row that I've just placed, extending across the top of the windows and any sort of doorways where necessary. At the back here, we have left a gap. This is an employee entrance, so just make sure that you've got enough room so that nobody bumps their head. Right, so that's all the smooth quartz. Now we can, or rather all the smooth quartz block, so now we can place the smooth quartz slab. So I'm just extending straight across the top of the actual entrance area. The entrance itself is a little bit more nuanced, and I think that we'll actually take care of that next. So now that we have just placed it all the way along the top of the walls, we are going to focus on the main entrance by extending the polished blackstone wall up by 2 rows, just on both sides. An iron bar here and here, just like so. And then black concrete across the top of the entrance, just like this. And then smooth quartz slabs in front of the black concrete, which we will then extend out another row and out left and right as well. We'll then extend the 5 middle blocks forwards and then the 3 middle blocks forward. So just a reverse pyramid, pretty much. Then, here, red concrete, here white concrete, red, white, red, white, red, and then we can actually get rid of these blocks, right? And we can extend the red back. So white, red, this side, white, red. And we're looking to emulate this. So white concrete here in the corners, red concrete here, white, red. Let's take a look. Okay, that's perfect. So we now have to make a bucket. So we'll extend each one of these colourful concretes up by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to do all of one colour first, because for some reason I would prefer to do that instead of just keep swapping materials, but that's just me. Perfect, so from here we shall place a layer of smooth quartz slab just around the top, just all the way in the corners. Will end up looking like this. We have to line the top of the bucket with a solid block, it doesn't matter which it is. So we can then stick some orange concrete powder in here. So first of all, we're just going to fill the top of this in. And then, in little squares, or however you want to do it, like maybe you want to give the appearance... So maybe first, you may want to add like just a solid layer of concrete powder, like this, so just to cover up the top of the bucket. And then from here, you can just add more little squares like this, if you so choose. So, just like this. What have I done? So something like that might look good, actually. So like this, then here... And then how does this... So really, as long as it looks good from the ground, kind of at this angle, we're all good. We are now going to seal up the top of the restaurant with our smooth quartz slabs. So we are just going to start at the front here because we have kind of like an irregular shape with the bucket. And then we'll just extend all the way back. Next, we are going to do some digging. So, step 1, we are just going to remove all of the grass and grid from in front of our KFC. So, when I say in front of KFC, I mean kind of just like one block to the left and one block to the right of it, just to start with. Okay, so on the right side, we are going to extend all the way back. And we're going to kind of just like hug the KFC like this. So we want to just extend it like so. And then across the back of this doorway here. And around the side. And just like this. And just in between these windows. Now, the reason that I'm being so specific is because once we have dug out those blocks specifically, we are going to replace them with smooth stone. I just realized I did a minor oops, so we can remove this row of smooth stone here, just from the front to the back. And we also have to make room for a drive-through window. So if we leave a gap of 2 here, like 1, 2, and then we remove 1, 2, 3 blocks, and we can make this 2 rows high, and add a little bit of black stained glass on the left and right. Then we need an overhang above the drive-through window, so that will go from here to here, and we will extend the overhang. It's just red concrete extending across the top of where the car would be. So roughly here, so basically just 1 row away from the edge of the grid. And now that I have fixed that minor oops, we have to place a row of 6 leaves extending back from this smooth stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we want 1 on the side too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We want a row of 3 yellow carpet extending along this path. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll dig, place a white concrete. So 1, 2, 3 yellow carpet, dig, white concrete, 1, 2, 3 yellow carpet. We then want to extend the white concrete backwards to line up with the leaves. Just like so. Now, we are going to remove even more grass. So we already have kind of one row removed here. We want to remove 2 additional rows. So the idea is that we want to remove 3 entire rows of grass, extending all the way around the outside of the building. So like 1, 2, 3 here. Another way to think about it actually is to remove all of the blocks inside of the grid, except for like these outer 2 rows. We also have to remove the grass here in between all of the car parking spaces. So we'll just get rid of all of this. And we can just remove these. 1, 2, 3 here. But again, there's no need to do any counting really. As long as we maintain these 2 rows here, then that's completely fine. That's all we've got to do. And now that we've removed all of that, we can replace it with cyan terracotta or your drive-thru material of choice. Right, so next we are just going to place ferns along the outside of the drive-thru. Do feel free to use a plant of your choice. I realise I use ferns a lot, but they might be one of my favourite plants. I really love all the neutral ones, like the azaleas, the ferns, the large ferns, even grass. And we just have to exchange these blocks at the end here for them too. And then we can place 2 rows of brick wall all the way around the outside of this. Funnily enough, I never use wall blocks for a wall. This might be, legitimately, the first time that I'm using like actual wall blocks to make a wall. I almost always use either terracotta or just the actual bricks block. So the only downside is that we can see underneath these blocks, and not only that, when we place some of the other bits of the drive-thru, they do grip onto the wall. So I think that that's the reason that I don't use it very often, because they are actually kind of like a mildly annoying block to use. But for some reason, I have decided to use them today. Next, we are going to place right here a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 red concrete. And then extending to the right, we will place a series of alternating white and red hanging signs, preferably like this. Then we will leave a gap of 1, or maybe 2. So a gap of 1. Note blocks, 2 rows of black concrete on top, replace the wall that we've just removed, and then just a bunch of paintings like this. Perfect. Last part for the outside, the actual KFC sign. Throw down the loom, open it up, white banner in there with black dye. We're just going to write out KFC in letters. So, first letter K, Bill Dexter, both of the bends, that's K. Next is F, Pale Dexter, Chief, Fess, that's F. Lastly C, Pale Dexter, Chief, and then Base. And there you have KFC. And we'll stick it right here on the front of the bucket, just like so. Perfection. With that final detail added, we can now head inside of our retro KFC and make a retro interior. Let's start over here. So to begin, we will add 1, 2, 3, 4 light grey concrete extending up in between these windows, and we'll add the same either side of the windows as well. We will create seating booths by placing stairs in between the light grey concrete, polished black stone wall in front with red carpet on top, and then smooth quartz stairs on the opposite side. Perfect. We also want to fill this wall in using smooth quartz blocks, so we just want to kind of like fill in these gaps. I never really decided whether I wanted to add, say, like red concrete at the top here to kind of make these windows more jazzy, or to leave them alone. I'm kind of erring on the side of the red concrete right now. In addition to this, I also want to add some red concrete across the top here, extending this way. We have to create a wall between the corner of the building here and all the way across here. So leave enough space so that we can have a 2x2 doorway, walkway for a hallway here. And we can actually make another wall. So we can just extend our smooth quartz this way. And this will actually divide this area up nicely. We'll come back to this in a bit. So we can now extend our red concrete to here. And not only that, we can add a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spruce plank like this, directly next to this walkway, and we can extend it all the way up, just like so. And I'm actually wondering whether we need... I think maybe we'll just leave this open. Maybe instead of like having... Maybe we'll do this. That kind of looks interesting, but then my only gripe is it kind of looks a little bit unfinished this way. I think that actually does look better. I was going to suggest that maybe we have like a big open plan hallway, but I actually like the separation better. We can add some doors to this later too. Next, we are going to come to the doorway, and from this block here, we are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. So right here, we will place 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smooth quartz blocks extending across like this. We will then extend the middle block this way by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll extend left and right. And then we'll extend another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then right and left again, so we create this shape. We will then place spruce stairs along the insides of these rows of smooth quartz, just like so, with polished black stone wall in between the stairs, and red carpet on top of the wall, just like so. We then want to place white stained glass pane along these bits of the booths that we have made, with some smooth quartz slab in between. So it's kind of hard to get an angle. I suppose that this might be the best one. That's what we're looking for. Then we are going to stick a bin here, so that's a cauldron with a spruce trapdoor on top, smooth stone slab to the right, and we'll just stick an item frame on top of the slab. We also want to have some hanging lights, so we'll stick a chain on the ceiling, and the chain wants to hang down above the middle slab here, so here and here, with lanterns hanging down from the chain, sir. And then I'm going to stick some mangrove signs around them. I did also contemplate using a mixture of both mangrove and pale oak signs, but there's far more white in the room than red, so I think that it does help to kind of like balance it out a little bit. Next, we are going to come over to this side of the build, and starting from this block here, we will place 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spruce planks extending left, mangrove door, spruce plank, and then we'll connect to this back wall. We can extend these spruce planks all the way up to the very top of the build here, with spruce planks extending across the door, just like this. We then want to leave a gap of 2, and then extend spruce planks all the way over to the right, just like so. And since we're in this area, we are going to place a row of light grey concrete here along the inside of this doorway, with smooth quartz stairs extending along the bottom here. We will then place a polished blackstone wall here and here, with smooth quartz stairs either side, red carpet here. I'm wondering if I made a minor mistake earlier, or whether it would look good to just replace along the top of the windows with some red concrete, just to kind of like balance this out a little bit. I think that looks pretty nice, honestly. We could even go as far to extend it out another row. I don't think that looks too bad. I might leave it just like this. The floor also has a couple of rows of polished deep slate in it as well. So like we want to extend from one side of the restaurant to the other and place polished deep slate in like really long rows. So from like here to here. And we want another one here as well. And this kind of helps to break up the floor a little bit. It makes it look a little bit more interesting and adds a bit more black / really dark grey into the build. And not only that, we have to make some order screens as well. So polished blackstone wall here and here, 2 red concrete on top of each, throw down loom, open it up, light blue banner in there with white dye, apply the gradient pattern, one of the bend patterns, black dye in there, apply the bourgeois pattern, and then we can apply those to here and here. On this wall, we want to add some paintings, so we want a 2x2 here. That one's not bad. It actually has a lot of the colours of the restaurant, but maybe... no. You know what? Maybe we will go with this one. That doesn't look too bad. And then next to this, we have enough room for a 1x2. Yeah, that one will do, actually. That's not too bad. And then I also want one on this wall here. So, okay. Alright, let's reevaluate. I'm not having the same one. No! Out of all of the painting. Okay, that one will do. That one's actually my favourite for some reason. Next, we are going to head down this hallway, and in here is basically just a couple of toilets. So, the entrance for the first toilet is right at the end, and we want to place a row of 1, 2, 3 spruce planks like this, and make this 3 rows high, and then extend this row forwards 1, 2, and then 3, just like so, and then extend these last 2 blocks just in one, left. We then want to stick a cauldron here, spruce trapdoor here, item frame here, button here, white banner here, flip it down, and an oak button here. Whilst we have it, we will stick a mangrove door here for the actual toilet entrance, but then we have to make a wall, so we just want a smooth quartz wall just dividing these 2 rooms up, just like so. And then directly to the right, we want to stick... So the banner that we actually made for the touchscreen earlier also doubles as a mirror banner. So we'll place this on the wall like so. We will then place a light grey concrete underneath it, item frame here, lever here, point it down, smooth quartz stay here, stone button here, flower pot here. And if you like, you can texture the floor using a little bit of... polished diorite. Inevitably, we will have to remove one of the blocks, but we can just do this. And this looks quite nice. I'm thinking maybe we will just have like a... So like you can create a solid booth, or you can kind of like leave just above the door, kind of like open like this. But this is pretty much like the entire bathroom. So we'll have one here, and then we leave a gap of, I do believe it's 3. So like 1, 2, 3, and then another door here. Yeah, perfect. So the door goes right here, and then we make it in the exact same way. So 3 rows of spruce planks at the back here. We extend forwards by 3 rows. 2, if you don't mind having a little bit less space in the toilet. It actually makes the bathroom slightly larger. I'll show you the difference. So we can extend forwards by 2. Then we will place a cauldron here, spruce trapdoor here, item frame here, stone button here, white banner here, flip down. Toilet door will go here, And then we can just seal this up like so. I like to leave the one block above for some reason. I even don't mind like a couple of blocks. I don't know why. And then directly, so I guess we can like leave a gap of one here, and then we can have like the sink combo like this. So it feels a little bit more spacious this way. Item frame here, lever flipped down. I suppose that... So then I guess we could stick a dryer here instead. So, smooth quartz stair, stone button, flower pot. I mean, it does feel a bit nicer in here this way, but then it's just insanely cramped inside the toilet. Not that it really matters, I suppose. But I suppose it depends which way you would prefer it. Alternatively, I guess we can kind of just shove everything to the wall, but that doesn't feel right for some reason. Neither does this. But this isn't bad. This might be my favourite. Or alternatively, just the way that I designed it initially. I want a small painting just in between the doors. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. Flower pot in the corner here, so that's just a brown glazed terracotta with oak leaf here. We're going to make the ceiling red concrete. And then, I'm not sure whether we want to have doors or what. Maybe just leave it like this. Maybe we could even stick some glass. I don't think glass is a bad idea. I'd probably change it to black though. And yeah, I think that looks quite nice actually. We'll leave it as that. Next, we are going to head all the way back over to here, aka the kitchen area. And we will place a polished blackstone stair here, polished blackstone pressure plate here, flower pot, gap, lantern, black concrete across the top of all of this, and we'll just head outside. And we want to add just some random paintings, just like so. Then in this back corner, we'll stick 2 blocks of iron, stone buttons in front, blast furnaces here, then item frame here, roast chicken, polished blackstone pressure plate on top of the other furnace, stone stair here, and then site wall here, then light grey concrete surrounding all of this and kind of just covering up the wall in this area, and just above the door as well. Then off to the right, we want to stack some red concrete. You can just stack it all the way up to the ceiling. And then red concrete extending forwards like this. Then we will place red concrete here and here, so covering the top 2 rows. Hopper, brewing stand. Item frames here and here. Then we can place a couple of different potions in these item frames. Flower pot here. Lever here. We can stick a chest here, or maybe just here in front of the drive-thru window. We want a door here. It can be any door you like. I like the mangrove ones because they contrast nicely. And then you have a choice on whether you want to kind of like box all of this in. So like if you'd like to add another layer of spruce just like this, and it kind of like, because these are meant to be screens, so it doesn't really matter if you box them in or not. And if you want, you could also like box the top of the entire kitchen in, if you so chose. I think that that's alright, and then you could like run these up into here so it looks a little bit more interesting at the very least. And then, I mean, you could stick like a chest here. Or, I mean, the double chest could actually go here if you wanted to. But something that I haven't thought about until right now is the fact that we have to remove this layer of blocks. I think that, okay, so we can replace this and we can have smooth quartz like so, but unfortunately we need these blocks. If we remove these, you can see that they kind of like tamper with things a bit, so it actually wouldn't be too bad. Because these are white, you could replace these with smooth quartz, but then the problem is these. There's not really a way to get rid of these. The only option is to literally just like cover it up with like smooth quartz slab, which, I mean, admittedly it does look a bit weird, but you don't really see it, like, unless you're looking for it. You're not really gonna spot this. And with that final detail added, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our retro KFC into our city. I want to keep all of my retro builds in the same sort of area, which means this is going to go into the new suburban suburbs. We aren't going to cram it next to the McDonald's, but I think that we can easily make a space for it on the opposite side of the park here. And here it will stay until I completely tear up this area in the new Deleting My City video. You may be interested in becoming a channel member. You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labelled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Lightmatica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Mini-City. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.